technology purity. I'm a 100 level student of Admiralty University of Nigeria. ChatGPT was designed to make study or research easier. It is an AI that was designed to give you results.
So, how do students use ChatGPT on campus?
And just go online and you just browse up about OpenAI and ChatGPT, and when you click on it, to give you a search bar where you can search for any question you want. And basically, for example, now maybe you're given an English assignment. I'm like, summarize these 500 words, summarize it in five different places, the five different sentences, and you can just write it in the chat GPT, and just like within 5 to 10 seconds your answer is out. And I've seen my classmates use it to solve mathematical problem, like math problem. You can put the math, put the question, x equals to this and this, and it's usually so then step by step procedures how to get it and everything. So normally it's very easy for undergraduate to use it, and it's very fast and efficient. You can access it with just an internet connection. So there's no other criteria for you to access it. It's just an internet connection and a mobile phone. So that is all.
I'm here with one of my students who has just started using GPT, ChatGPT. Okay, this is it. The assignment is what? Write extensively on identity theft. So we are here. ChatGPT warning. Okay, so what happens now if you are not satisfied with the answer? What do you do?
Control plus enter.
Control plus enter.
Yes. This set the model predicted. Let me play it and
Okay.
try something different.
Okay.
Right.
So these are my students trying to use ChatGPT to do assignments. Let's see. Write extensively on hacking. Okay, this is an assignment. So, and then ChatGPT is already doing the assignments. Okay. But then I hope you know that there are very huge shortcomings and disadvantages of using this.
Yes, sir.
So if you are not satisfied, you press
Control
Control plus enter and it will continue writing for you.
Yes.
Okay. So what are the challenges or disadvantages of using this ChatGPT?
The disadvantage is that if you use it and you don't read all these things, you will not know the assignment.
You will not
So
know it.
if you are going to let's
Yeah.
say for example, I submit this assignment and this teacher asks me to
Yes.
explain what I did, and I
Okay.
did not read this thing, I just copied and
Yeah.
pasted.
That's not the only disadvantage. Who else knows the other disadvantage? I taught you people about plagiarism. You've forgotten? When you jump into the internet, copy someone else's work, and present the works like they are your own words. You understand? Now,
Hi everyone, my name is Mangi George. I'm a final year student of software engineering and I am the lead of the Google Developer Student Club. So the topic ChatGPT, the newfound love of undergraduate students, healthy or unhealthy relationship, it's a particularly interesting one because it affects me as a student and a bunch of other students. But I would like to state that I am neither for nor against the use of ChatGPT. Rather, I'll say my position is one of advocating for the proper use of ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is a tool that has come to stay. It's going to be here for a long while and better versions are going to be out. And students and developers have been the fastest to adopt this new technology. So, and most have adopted it for its advantages and neglected the disadvantages. So I would like to thank Mr. Sylvester and the entire Admiralty Library management team for providing a platform for logical discussions on the disadvantages also, so that we can both weigh them and see which outweighs the other. I earlier stated that I am not against the use of ChatGPT. However, I'm going to focus more on the cons of ChatGPT because the pros have been widely publicized and I'm sure everybody knows what the pros are. So the first con I would like to state is artificial intelligence hallucination. So this is a term used to describe when intelligent systems provide very wrong answers, or answers that are out of context but make them sound very correct. So the system is said to be hallucinating. So I would like to advise that anybody using ChatGPT she used ChatGPT for guidance rather than performing the whole task. So it is expected that you have a basic knowledge of what you seek to know before you ask ChatGPT, so that when it gives you the wrong answers, you can also identify where the issues are. And then in academia, the effects have not been really measured, but the use of ChatGPT to generate research papers and all have been argued to be plagiarism at some time. And this led to the International Institute of Machine Learning banning any undocumented use of ChatGPT. So it is expected that if you use ChatGPT, you should include ChatGPT as a co-author in whatever article or research paper you write. And for students, the use of ChatGPT have been described as modern cheating for students. So in the University of Minnesota and Pennsylvania, the ChatGPT was used to take a test, and it's called C and B minus respectively in the two universities. So I feel ChatGPT is not a tool a student should leverage on, and we at Admiralty University, we are key on excellence. So if you strive to be the best, you should use ChatGPT for guidance rather than perform the whole task. So if as an A student you are using ChatGPT to do all your class activities, you are going to be scoring a C or a B minus, as seen in the University of Minnesota and the University of Pennsylvania. Also, it may interest you to know that the New York Department of Education banned the use of ChatGPT on their school networks and every network they own. So the use of ChatGPT has been banned by the New York Department of Education. And you see, the next line of actions were building tools that will be able to detect text written by ChatGPT. We have a few, GPT-0 and Detect GPT, that detects text generated by AI system. And this has led to a student failing a course in a university. I can't really remember the name, but it led to the students failing the entire course when the system detected that this assignment was submitted, or that paper was submitted by was generated by an AI system. So I feel ChatGPT is a very interesting tool, and good use of it can actually solve or help us perform a lot of tasks. But we are more concerned on the abuse of ChatGPT, especially by students and developers.
This is an avenue to choose rightly what you want this artificial intelligence to do for you. It was built for good.
Mr. Destiny is here. There was, I don't know, how do developers, software developers, programmers, how do they use it? Because there was one, he actually practicalized something to me, because some students, I'm aware, that are in software engineering, they say it helps them correct some codes and all that. They can drop it there and it will help them do that. So I had to consult with him, and then he actually got a strings of, you know what they call it, codes. I don't know. They were jargons to me. But it meant something. So please tell us that experience. What did you type into ChatGPT, and what was it showing? What was the issue that day you were explaining to me?
Thank you, sir. Actually, I was working on an application, so I ran into an error showing some, like, I should check my user drive from my CMD. So I copied the code and pasted on the ChatGPT. So the error was returning back like they did not have the permission to access my drives from my local host. So and I said, okay, so immediately I copied the same code to Google search engine. Then from Stack Overflow, I was able to get what I'm looking for. But in terms of coding and development, ChatGPT has helped me a lot. There are some of the errors I will have, so I'll just copy it and paste on the ChatGPT. Immediately I will have a clearer view of explanation and how the code works. So for instance, the last application I built, I would say that I used ChatGPT to build the application, not actually my head. So in terms of development, ChatGPT has helped us a lot. Thank you, sir.
Let us know why you think that using ChatGPT may be an unhealthy relationship. So over to you now.
him with a question. Are we meant to improve the ability of the computer and leave that of the students, or we are meant to improve the intelligence of the students and not that of the computer? One, because this ChatGPT, it kills the study life. When we are sent to research, it's not that, like, let me say we are sent to research on a topic, let me say binary fission, and it's about plants and animals. In your research for binary fission, you get to know other stuff under binary fission. And that's the main aim of the lecturer, for us to get other points, not just that binary fission. But when you go to GPT, you just ask, what's the binary fission, right? Okay, when we're talking about this ChatGPT, it takes too much, because one, you need a good phone or a good PC to make use of it. Two, you need a good network. Three, you need a good working SIM card. Four, you need megabytes. Five, you need maintenance. And with this ChatGPT, that means the library is useless. It makes the going to the library useless. Because with ChatGPT, you can get all your questions answered. It even makes going to school useless. Because when you have ChatGPT, what's the need of going to school to acquire knowledge than ChatGPT can give to you? I'm not opposing that it's bad. It's bad, but it's good. But it does more harm than good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, I understand what you mean by it's disrupting the study life, yeah? But then, ChatGPT seems like two sides on a coin. On one side, ChatGPT can help a student that is serious about learning broaden their scope, give them different contexts and articles that they can get over to. And on the flip side, a lazy student, all they will ever use it for is just to pass and stay on the surface. Do you feel me? So, another thing you said is it makes going to school useless. Personally, yeah, I feel like the world is advancing. Personally, YouTube itself is a full-blown university. But there are some things, yeah, that are better experienced than using technology for. Do you understand? So ChatGPT is basically, we should look at it like a toy instead of a tool. We use it to play around, use it to fine-tune and make our life better, use it to upgrade standards to some level. So I understand what you mean, although I do not completely agree with what you're saying. Because I feel as a student, personally, ChatGPT should just be, it should not be deeply used. It should just be used as some sort of reference material. Because if you base all your knowledge that you're getting on ChatGPT, to some level, it is not completely accurate. If you ask it more complex questions, it will start misbehaving, start giving you things that you know for yourself isn't completely correct. So that's all I have to say on this. Thank you.
I would love you to tell us or give us reasons why you feel ChatGPT is not healthy for students.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Peace Imiaba Anthony, cybersecurity student, 200 level. My first point is that, yes, you said it's makes life easy for students, but the accuracy from the reports they've gotten so far, though it was created last year in November, but the accuracy, some complain that it's not giving exactly what they want. So sometimes it still requires human thinking to edit what is there already. Then secondly, the ethical issues. Now the artificial intelligence, just like human, when you are told to go and research, you pick points from different places to combine to get what you want. Now they don't reference using ChatGPT. How will you reference? How will you know where exactly did I get my point from? So, but if I'm using the internet, for example, now I'm able to, like, this is where I got it from, this is my proof, so I'm not copying on that person work, I'm presenting it as my own. Then self-expression. Not everybody knows how to express themselves very well. Using GPT, you need to express what you want in order to get the desired results. But the internet, even though you can't express yourself very well, you just put it there. By the time you go through up to 10 websites, go through databases, you definitely see one or two things related to what you want. Using the internet, you can as well go to different pages and still get idea of other things outside just what they give you. The essence of that school is not just getting the lecturer say go and research on this word. You just go there and pick exactly this word. Research on other things, the types of these, how do I get this, how do I use it. That's part of research. Then ChatGPT, I feel it makes students lazy. Now, most students, when there's ChatGPT, like they gave me an assignment to submit in 2 weeks. Some students will wait the night before because they know there's ChatGPT. Just go there, just input it the night before, you get everything ready. But ordinarily, you are meant to sit down, you're meant to use the library, database, the internet, research, and everything in order to get the answer you're looking for. And this schooling of a teen university student is meant to improve the students and not to be improving the computer, leaving the students behind. Because the students, they'll just be using the ChatGPT. Forget, most of them, not all though, but most of them may not use it to improve themselves. Some of the work they end up submitting, they may not even vet it at the end, just because they believe, yes, ChatGPT is there, artificial intelligence is there to do everything. So I think that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Everybody's contribution so far. It's been very wonderful. So, but let's just go back a bit, because one of the ways I see technology is just improving on an already existing system, and if we all see it that way, it will really help us. Technology is always improving on an existing system. So let's go back. Naturally, even from you talked about when my very senior colleague talked about when cable TV, yes, back to when people were traveling to access libraries. I had a VC that said to access system in his own days, he has to go to the next town, to access a computer system. Now let's go back to books, days of just books. You understand? If you have an assignment and you want to do a research to solve the assignment, what do? You gather so many books and you get information related to that content. Do you copy the information back word for word to give back to the lecturer? Yes or no? No. So you read, you understand, you digest, and you reproduce the information. Yes or no?
Yes.
So the same way, that is actually the technology of giving solutions to your problems. Now, you move forward, you move to maybe use of computers, internet, getting these physical books now on the internet, and still having to read and reproduce the same information. So fast track to ChatGPT. We are not stopping at ChatGPT. As a matter of fact, it's still progressive. The work is always continuous. So the same way you got information from ChatGPT, you are not supposed to carry the information word for word and throw it back to the face of your lecturers as students or whatever, in whatever capacity. You are supposed to also reproduce that information for the person you are giving that information to. And that solves everybody's problem and it becomes healthy. Because you are not just doing copy and paste work. Copy and paste work, you've not understood the question. If they actually give you the same question and exam condition, you will fail. But when you understand it and you're able to reproduce it, then everybody's aim is solved. What everybody wants is solved. So she said reference material, good, but let's never see it as harm. You have TV at home, it's not a must you watch the TV. Somebody watched the TV and felt the TV is taking its time and went to sew the TV and went to dash it out. So ChatGPT, you're supposed to use it for what it is for, get the benefits from it, use it to reproduce information, reproduce knowledge, not use it as an hindrance to your own advancement. Are we getting the picture?
Yes.
So we are only improving on technology. We are not trying to limit people. We are trying to actually give people more room to, see things. ChatGPT helps you to bring the information, structure it, bring it together instead of having to go through so many. But you are still supposed to go through it. Are you okay with the information? Are you okay with the content? Do you want more from other sources? Okay, how will you now reproduce this information so you can prove that it has helped you? I think I'll stop there.
Wow. Just for us to quickly confirm, if you know you are drawing some value, can I see you wave your hand? You are drawing value. I know here we are here to actually give value to those watching us right now. but it seems right now that we are learning a whole lot. So guys, jam your hands together as I invite my friend, my brother, colleague, Mr. Tega. He is a cybersecurity lecturer. Please introduce yourself and please can we hear your thoughts on this subject?
Mr. Tega and lecturer in cybersecurity. And I think for today, I will stand on the motion that ChatGPT is actually good for academics. Yes, I'm an academician, but we need to say the truth sometimes. In academics, we don't reference Wikipedia, but still, 80% of academicians use Wikipedia to get their source. True of us, it's true. Now, let's look about sending messages. In those days, when you want to send a message to your superior or your senior, you have to draft a letter, right? But now you just use your phone and quickly send a simple message and your superior has gotten the message. So WhatsApp made that very easy for us. The same thing with ChatGPT. It's making our academics easy. And we should know that whatever has advantage also has what? Disadvantage. But when you weigh the advantage and disadvantage, this same ChatGPT came from an academician or somebody who went through the same school that we all went and then used the knowledge he learned to develop this. And I believe that in future to come, the ChatGPT will also improve and maybe start pulling references. So to me, I feel why there's no reference yet, because maybe the developers have access to some databases that they are not supposed to have access to yet. So maybe that's why there's no reference on it. But if you ask me, I think I will stand on the line that ChatGPT it's better for academicians in a positive way, not the negative way. We know we have lazy academicians and we have strong academicians. Yeah, I'm from the school of strong academicians, right? So when, just like you have your Google search, would you rather go through 5,000 books to just find 2 paragraphs of information, or you use your Google search to get 5,000 different types of information? Which is better? I think the Google search is better. So it's the same thing with the ChatGPT. Would you rather go through 1 million articles to find just one title or something you're looking for, or rather you just ask ChatGPT and it provides you with that information easy? So I feel that the ball of contention here is the lazy academician against the strong academician. So I will stand that ChatGPT is good for academics.
Wow. Very, very, very great, very nice one. So just to add, because we have to take advantage of the experts we have here. I know, okay, sorry, you want to, but it's a quick one I just want to ask. Mr. Tega is a cybersecurity expert, and this is a new AI by OpenAI, right? ChatGPT. Have you tried to explore the platform yet, or do you have idea? What is your advice for us? Is there any security implication? Because people can go into this now. I don't know if you noticed that ChatGPT has begun to put some restrictions. Sometimes when you try loading it, because right now we haven't tried to load it now, it takes a lot of time to load now. And this is because people are finding out that people use ChatGPT for the wrong reasons. Some people they are going to ChatGPT to ask, how can we make nuclear bombs? How can we do evil things? How can we hack a bank? And this ChatGPT it doesn't know what you're using the information for. It will actually give you that answer. So security-wise, cyber-wise, even our personal information-wise, how do you think we should actually treat or use this?
Before I answer your question, let me throw more light. You see, we forget the fact that we all do this. We all use ChatGPT. In those days, you have to sit down and use your brain to paraphrase. But here we are using Grammarly, we are using QuickBook. nobody's saying anything about that. But because now there's something that is solving the problem of assignments, right? Lecturers are now bombarding on it, but you have switched off from Grammarly and QuickBook. Yeah, if you ask, like my colleague here, if you ask us about the abstract of our projects, we can tell you because we sat down to develop it. But nowadays, academicians, if you ask them, they can't even tell you their abstract because it's Grammarly, it's quick and good. Turnitin cannot even detect again because those days the algorithm Turnitin is using now, this Grammarly and QuickBook also use those algorithms to bypass and deceive. So we should not just face that ChatGPT is now the part that we should focus on. We are doing this every day. This Turnitin, there's Grammarly. Why are we neglecting that? Are they not doing paraphrasing for us too?
We will attack them very soon.
So it's the same issue in it's the same issue in academics too. Yes, and in terms of security, I don't know who are the makers of ChatGPT, but then, like I say, whatever you are doing on the internet, always have a second ID. If you know you are doing anything on a website that has nothing to do with transaction, then have another email address and password that you use for those kind of websites. When you are doing your banking transactions, have a separate account that you use for your banking transactions. Thank you.
Thank you.